ask why exactly it is he was selling drugs to the children at 110. Why he was potentially causing little girls over there to be sedated and to be touched with the shit he was selling over there. Go ask. Because I have fucking questions. Not standing in front of him anymore. Yeah. And I found about a few days before all the shit went down. I'm not kidding, dude. And I got the fucking receipts on it. And I'm sure law enforcement does as well. He had known Summer was also being abused, and he hid it from everybody, including me. And he was very much selling drugs to the children at 110.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. I hope everyone's having a lovely day, and I hope all the Americans are enjoying their 4th of July. May God bless America. Although I'm not American, I do know today means a lot to y'all. And I really do understand that. I hope you'll have a lovely day. And to all the Canadians who've had their special day, I believe 2 days ago, I'm wishing y'all too a happy birthday to Canada. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe if you'll enjoy the contents of this channel. Guys, basically, the clip that I just played happened a couple of days ago, for those of y'all who haven't seen it. This was Jodisue Brown, the neighbor of Summer Moon Utwells. Summer is a 5-year-old girl. She would be 6.5 now. And I hope she's alive somewhere safe. But the possibilities and the probabilities look very slim right now. But there's always hope, and there's always hope for a miracle. I always believe in that. I just hope that Summer's somewhere and that we find Summer in a good condition. But if we don't, I hope and I pray that we get justice for Summer Moon Utwells and her brothers, because they deserve it. Summer's been missing since the 15th of June 2021. At 6:30 in the evening, Candice Bly, that is Summer's mother, Candice Bly Wells, who changed her name back to her maiden name Candice Bly on the 29th of June. It was the same day that she and her husband, Donald Wells, did the famous interview with WHJL News in Tennessee. Summer has been reported missing, like I said, since the 15th of June. We haven't heard much updates. Just rumors, allegations, speculations, allegedly. Not much has come out of it. This clip that I just played, basically it started, I believe, with Jodisue Brown is ex-partner, Andy, went up on an interview to, I can't remember the channel's name, and I would rather not mention anything. He went up to a channel, and the woman was asking him a couple of questions. He was driving, so there wasn't much in it. And I heard that Andy has opened a YouTube channel himself. This is getting very interesting because, like you heard, Jodisue Brown clearly said, let's be honest, I think that Jodisue Brown did not like the fact that Andy decided to go and finally speak to the channel, to the YouTuber creator. Jodisue Brown, for I don't know what reason, stated clearly here that Andy, she said, go ask him about him touching little girls and sedating them and giving them drugs. She confirmed here, allegedly according to Jodisue Brown, that it was Andy who was supplying them the drugs. She clearly said Samamun Utawel's property's number. To start with, I am really not shocked because from day one I've never trusted Jodisue Brown. From the time the Amber Alert, or actually let's say the endangerment alert that a child was missing in Tennessee came out, I did not have a YouTube channel, but I was on the case. I was like in all the chats. I could see many people did not even hear about that. And since then, I've been following this case. Just like the case of Orrin and Orson West that happened on the 28th of December, 2020. I'm not going to mention any creators' names, but Jodisue Brown was in many chats. She brought it upon herself to invite herself to the case. From the start, she was just giving us wrong information. It started with, I noticed people have different opinions. Guys, to start with, this is for entertainment purpose only. I ain't no law enforcement. I have no experience or background in the law enforcement department. So I'm saying it straight out there. But I'm just a mental health counselor, and I just want to try and check from the cognitive behavior side what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm analyzing anyone. I'm not putting out speculations there. But thank God that Jodisue Brown herself decided to come and tell us more. To start with, Jodisue Brown should have reported everything that she knows to law and enforcement. If she says that she did not know that Andy was selling drugs to the children, then that is a lie, allegedly. We are all adults here, and honestly, your husband or your partner could have a double life unless he's a secret agent like James Bond. 007, then you would figure out what your partner's up to. The same goes to every husband or every boyfriend. He would know what his wife or partner's up to, at least most of it. Jodisue Brown was the neighbor of Summer Moon Utawels, the 5-year-old precious girl that is missing, and her 3 brothers that have been taken by the CPS finally. That should have been done a long time ago, then at least Summer would have been still alive. But I believe things usually happen for a reason. I am shocked and disappointed with this woman being so blatant to say that he was giving girls drugs so that he can touch on them. That's the exact word she used. So I really do apologize. Trigger warning. Jodisue Brown, when she started first coming up on the YouTube channels, giving her side of the story, guys, let me remind everybody in case you all missed it. Jodisue Brown was very active in getting super chats before making a channel. She would come in different channels, act like a victim, speak about her health condition, which I really do sympathize with her. Nobody in life should be disrespectful or rude to a person who's suffering. But then again, this case is about a missing 5-year-old girl who doesn't have any parents who care for her. They put her in that stage of negligence. So Summer has only us. We are Summer's voice right now, and the law enforcement, hopefully. I'm sure they're doing a hard work too, but it is basically a puzzle. So when Jodisue Brown came into the different channels somewhere around September, in fact even August, but I started noticing in September and October when she was coming on people's channels, she mentioned a couple of things. I always do my active listening because that's part of my line of work. As therapists, practitioners, we do have many skills, and one of them is especially active listening and mindfulness. It's amazing if you just sit and listen word for word to every interview these people have all conducted, you will notice a lot of red flags. And it's much easier to do it when you're not in anyone's chat. It's much easier, I'm telling you. When I sit and watch all the interviews from day one, because I've gone back to ground zero. Not many people, I'm sure most of the people in my channel understand the purpose that I'm doing this for. But I do get some comments, people asking like, we've seen that before and why are you putting that clip up? The reason I'm deciding to put up these clips is we need to go back to ground zero. There was a lot of things that we actually saw, a lot of clips, but we never paid attention to exactly what was said. And at times we did actually pay attention, but then so much came after June, July, August that it became more like a YouTube Facebook, and social media circus. Even important timelines and facts were being changed the further the case went. The reasons that I had problems in buying Jodisue Brownie's version is, let's go back to the first time that Jodisue Brown ever spoke. It was the interview that she conducted with WHJL, with Ainsley Daniels, I believe. I was studying her in that interview, and whatever was coming out of her mouth and her behavior, she was like going with the eyes from left to right and all. For me personally, looked very dodgy. It did not look right. She looked very nervous. She didn't have any emotions. And then the main important thing, the context of the words that she said. That did not sit right to me either. Jodisue Brown said that she was in her property with a 19-year-old son and with a 13-year-old daughter. She said it was around 4:20 in the evening on the 15th of June up to, no, it was 4:30, sorry. Let me correct myself immediately because I do not need to put in wrong timelines. I really try to avoid doing that. She said allegedly it was between 4:30 up to 4:42. She said she heard a scream, an animal scream anyway, and she said she understood that it wasn't normal. She said later on she heard a car door slamming. So let's put it this way. She saw something. No, sorry, she didn't see something. She heard a scream and she heard doors slamming. Now, what is interesting is when you hear such things, I've said that before, I believe, as a human being and as a neighbor, automatically you should be calling your other neighbors or going out or even peeping from the window to see what is happening. Because I can understand if a person says that there could be an intruder around or something and that they were scared to peep out and check. I can understand it. I've thought of that part too. But when you have such a situation, everyone in this world has access to mobile phones. So the question is, why didn't this woman pick up the phone, call, example, Candice or the other neighbors nearby, and ask them if they heard or saw anything? So I found that from day one, in June when her interview came out, I found that to be a red flag. Then she said that she heard Candice yelling for Summer. Candice was yelling for Summer, and Jodisue said that immediately I understood that the screaming and everything was about Summer. Jodisue said that up to today, she's trying to tell us that she never knew anything about what happened to Summer. But then allegedly, every time she speaks for the last couple of months, all I see and all I felt was like Jodisue Brown was misleading us to the search. I guess some people still believe that this was an abduction, but I hope that they start taking into consideration that it's most likely a foul play. Like I said before, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the TBI, are usually involved in foul play cases, human trafficking, gang-related crimes, fraud, gang-related fraud. It's all on their website. I remember reading it last year around July, and it still sticks in my mind. An endangerment alert was put up for Summer Monroe Wells when Summer went missing by law enforcement in Hawkins County on the 15th of June. On the 16th of June, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation immediately raised the endangerment alert to the highest alert that can be put out. That's an amber alert. An amber alert is when someone's life is in immediate and extreme danger. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation escalated it to an amber alert after they spoke to the parents and I guess the neighborhood. For them to do that, the only way I personally can see it is that they sense foul play. They saw that the stories were not making sense. They must have asked Candy, her grandma, they must have asked Dawn, and they spoke to Candace and Jodisue Brown and all the nearby neighbors, definitely. They must have taken into consideration that both their parents have criminal past from before. They must have taken into consideration that Candace has 2 children that we are aware of, 2 older children that were highly neglected and abused before the state of Wisconsin took them from Candace's care. We have heard allegedly that missing Rosemary Bly, who disappeared in Wisconsin, I believe it was in 2009, was looking after Candace's 2 children. Candace Flores, who should be around 17, 18 years old now, was under the care of the foster care in Wisconsin, and the older son, Andrew, who Candace's ex-partner, the boy's father, beat him so badly that the poor boy has brain injuries. The reason that I'm saying this is because not only is it true, but the sad thing is to get a background and to study someone in psychology, we do a case study. When you do a case study, it helps you basically to understand about the person. It helps us to get a better idea. It's not to judge people, but to see what they're capable of. We are aware that Don Wells himself has 2 children from his previous marriage. His son, who's 31, should be 32 years old now, has had a sex offense. And we don't know much about his daughter, his older daughter. I don't even know if he has an older daughter. I don't know if that is rumors or if it's the truth. I believe it's the truth, but I don't know much about that. Then we've heard allegedly from Mary Hartman, that is Don's stepsister, that Don tried to sell his oldest son, Don Leslie Jr., I believe his name is. He tried to sell him for drugs, and that was in Utah, I believe. And that was when the 31-year-old man was 2 years old. I wouldn't completely believe that. I wouldn't rule that out either, because anything is possible, especially with Candace and Don. But then at the same time, there is so much with Don and his stepsisters that we are not aware of, and since it's such a touchy, sensitive subject, I would rather hop over it. Because let's not forget, everything we hear about Don and Candace is kind of allegedly in their previous past. Candace used to work in a circus in Arkansas, and I'm really interested in the people, if I could know the people she used to work with, because people in your past or people in their past could have helped them if they was doing any foul play. I'm not saying they did that, but I'm saying it is possible. Then we have Candace's grandmother, Summer's grandmother, Candy Hera, aka Grandis, who lives in the property on her trailer, who has had her daughter Rosemary Bly missing since 2009. Candy Hera, the grandmother, I'm sure it must be a trauma for her again to lose another loved person. And like she said in the interview, not knowing is really difficult, is the worst. I can really imagine that. And I really hope we get answers for Summer Monu Tuez. Then we have Donald Wells, who allegedly says that he was at work when this happened. Jodisue Brown heard that Andy was going to, he was invited in another channel and he was going to talk. So I personally assume she thought, you know what, let me get it out there, because now it's snitching time, like the kids say. I think she was afraid, allegedly, of what Andy was going to say. And since this is an ex-partner and they all seem to be allegedly on drugs, she must have asked him not to go, and he refused. Then she thought to rat him out is better, so that you don't get involved in it. Because what she just said, I hope that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and Sheriff Ronnie Lawson and the FBI are watching it. She said that Andy was giving drugs to some other brothers. He was giving drugs allegedly to little girls. So there's more than one girl. Let's remember that honestly. This case is getting bad to us. It is so heartbreaking. It is really, really heartbreaking. Summer did not deserve this, and her three brothers did not deserve this either. And allegedly, the children that Jodisue Brown is saying, girls, young girls that were being taught and sedated, don't deserve this. Guys, today I'm going to actually even mention something else that I found a bit dodgy. I found to be a red flag. I could be wrong, but you can go take a look yourselves, please, and check what you all think about it. Allison, Hunter's mother, I've never trusted that woman either. She was too busy coaching her son to say that he was in the park. I remember when this case happened in June, around August, I checked Allison's Facebook, and in a way, I could be wrong. Maybe it's not a red flag because she hasn't taken it out, but there's a lot of pictures with little girls, especially little blonde girls. I know she has a daughter who's 13, 14 years old, and those pictures look like her daughter when she was 5, 6. But they're allegedly more girls. Not even allegedly. Some of the pictures she's taken out, but there's many other pictures. All girls around Summer Wells' age. So I found that to be strange. I can imagine maybe just say if she has a sister and maybe her friends as children, but no. These were different girls, all under 7 years old, 8 years old. There was one who was standing near a mattress, and the mattress was like, leaning on the wall, and the child was maybe told to stand in front of the mattress. The child did not look very happy, I'll be honest. I hope she hasn't taken it down, and I guess if she watches this clip, she may end up taking it down. But I found it to be a bit dodgy. There was one picture with Allison sitting in a truck. The truck driver had a green vest on. You know those vests that people have when they're working on the highways and all. Like not the police vest, but those vests that are either green or yellow, loud colors, orange and all, so that you can see the services going on the road. She had that on. And the driver had a long beard. He was a slim guy. Actually, thinking about it, I don't know if it was Andrew, her husband.